They had a good playoff run in the AUS, and they'll see what they can do against this high-powered Guelph squad.
Puck sent into the zone by St. Thomas offensively. Guelph trying to take it off the end boards. We're here at the Winsport Mark and McPhail Center. St. Thomas in the black against Guelph in the white. Puck picked up by number 15 for Guelph. That is Jessica Pellegrino. Get kicked back, and her teammates will try again. Pellegrino chasing for it, but Squires will throw it behind the Guelph net. The starting goaltenders for the Guelph Griffins, number 31, Valerie Lamenta, and for the St. Thomas Tommies, not their common goaltender. Actually, it is number 1, Taylor Cook.
Yeah, Valerie Lamenta obviously named the CIS Player of the Year yesterday at the awards banquet. And Taylor Cook having a good season for the Tommies so far.
Hard to argue with not only the best goaltender in the country, but the best player in the country. We'll see what those goaltenders do in this contest. Once again, the puck into the Guelph Griffin zone, and they'll have to try to break out going right to left on your screens one way or the other. We thank you very much for joining us, either on your laptop, on your phone, on your tablet, or converted onto your television like at my place. So it's all the technology is completely available and completely free here on CIS.TV, whether you're watching live or on the archive to this contest. Puck to the right of Abby Clark, won by St. Thomas, just nicely underway, minute gone. That move by Ford blocked, so she'll try again and get it up to Sergina. Trying to work behind the net, but that's stolen away by Guelph. Puck brought up by Kelly Gribbins. This is going to go to Contant, but that's taken away. And looks like the kids on the left side have decided that the Tommies are going to be the team that they cheer for. Pellegrino will send it all the way behind the net. Up to Christine Grant. Grant circling around, drops it off, but not to a teammate, but to an opponent, Jackson, who will clear the zone, move it up to the forwards, and they'll give chase. Nice steal there, but stolen right back by the Griffins. Both teams just trying to get organized. They've been in town since last night with the, as you said, Zenon, the National Championship Awards ceremony and banquet. New ice surface, new environment, new fans. It's going to take both teams, well, it's going to take all 8 teams a few minutes to adjust, certainly.
Yeah, both teams have had quite a bit of time, and all the teams we're going to see this week have had some time off coming into their first game. So these first shifts is going to be about rolling the lines, getting everybody's legs moving, and seeing if you can get some momentum and get that spark back from those late playoff runs.
That puck stolen away. This is number 11, Apperson. She's going to go right in. Nice shot, nice save by Lamenta, and the crowd goes crazy. Rebound, deflected. Nicely done there by 92 from the Griffins. Lee Shelton to send it all the way out. Not only to block it, but to pick it up on the near side boards and then clear the zone, and then offside against St. Thomas to reset the action.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a theme we're going to see throughout this contest. The big line of the St. Thomas Tommies, Kelty Apperson, Lauren Hedman, Emily Alexic. That line matching up against Guelph's top D pairing of Megan Lee and Lee Shelton. And seeing how those two go at each other all night is going to be pretty entertaining.
St. Thomas takes the puck away. 3-on-3, trying to make a move around. Cannot do it. That puck is turned over, and Guelph will start again. 16 in white. That's Sophie Contant. That puck taken away and picked up by Kaylee Steiner, 19 in black. Up into the net and stolen and taken away and held by Taylor Cook. Better to be safe than sorry 3.5 minutes in.
That's right. Pellegrino just threw a puck on net from the boards there, and Taylor Cook almost got caught off guard as it almost sneaked under her blocker, but she covers up to keep the game tied 0-0 here.
This crowd's going to be loud and proud all afternoon long. And sent all the way in by St. Thomas on the other side of the red line, but they do wave it off. Guelph starting to try to get something organized. Jessica Pinkerton tried to drive in, but that was stolen away. She may be able to pick it up here behind the net. Nice defensive work there. Legal defensive work, but Pinkerton still has the puck. Wrap around, big save, and taken away by St. Thomas. Cleared all the way in on the good side of the red line, and both teams will make changes.
Great play by Pinkerton down low. She's a second team OUA All-Star. I'm sure we're going to see her around the St. Thomas net all night, or all afternoon, I should say.
The advantage of this arena is that they probably got the longest players benches in Calgary for sure, and it allows the defense to be on one side and the forwards to be on the other to be able to cover it back and get on the ice and make changes as quickly as necessary. So you probably won't see too many opportunities of players messing up on line changes. There's a deflected shot. Shots 3-1 here for the Griffins to this point. Only one of any real quality. There's a great pass. Backhand deflected away and taken away. That nice job there by Avery Nurin, 17 in white for the Griffins. Traded back and forth at center ice. Puck will be thrown in by St. Thomas, and they will make some changes. That puck is iced, and we're 5 minutes in. This is the first of 4 quarterfinals. 8 teams are here this week. St. Thomas, St. Mary's, Montreal, McGill, Western, Guelph, UBC, and of course the host, the University of Calgary Dinos. Nice job there by Nurin. Sideways shot. Once again, Taylor Cook doesn't take any chances and holds for the faceoff on the strange angle.
Yeah, Avery Nurin using her speed to the outside, driving into the St. Thomas zone. She was the second team All-CIS All-Star this year, so she is another impact forward for the Guelph Griffins that St. Thomas is going to have to be aware of at all times as she creates an opportunity early in this one.
Guelph wins the faceoff. Pinkerton, who seems to have been around the puck all the time that she's been on the ice. Nice way to get escape from the boards there. Quick spinorama. And she still has possession. Look at this. Good thing there's not a shot clock and because she might have run out the whole 24 seconds. Grant loses the puck to the St. Thomas captain. That's Kelty Apperson. She'll send it all the way in and chase after her own dump. But once again, here's Pinkerton, and here's the 3-on-2 after the trip from the Tommies. Pinkerton receives, shoots it wide. This crowd is waiting for a goal on either side. They don't care who it is at this point. Puck will be sent in by St. Thomas, and both teams will make changes. Held by Lamenta.
Very good shift for that top line of Guelph, Pinkerton, Grant, and Merrick as they had some sustained zone pressure there. As we saw Pinkerton just having her way with the puck along the boards, waiting for an opportunity to come. And then, of course, showing their speed through the neutral zone to create that odd man opportunity, but unable to get a high-quality chance and a high-quality shot on net.
Griffins will start again. There we go. Leah Shilton loses the puck to St. Thomas, trying to organize something offensively. That's much better. We apologize for the audio issues. That should solve it. St. Thomas can't do much there. Once again, Shilton, a great job. First team OUA defenseman showing why. As they're going to try to clear the zone, and they will. It might be a 2-on-1, but great job there. Thompson, 2-on-1 anyway. And unfortunately, Lowy couldn't do anything with the puck, and we're going to have a slashing call against St. Thomas.
Yeah, Guelph continuing to use their speed to counterattack St. Thomas's offensive zone time. They're moving the puck quickly through the neutral zone. They're moving their feet and skating, and they draw a penalty there as number 23, Mafanwi Thompson, takes a slashing penalty, and we're going to see this lethal Guelph power play go to work. They were 5th in OUA this year, but they have some high-powered offensive weapons that we're going to see with some extra space.
7 minutes gone, 13 to go here in the first period. Mafanwe Thompson in the box. Back to the top of the line. That's blocked nicely by Kelty Apperson and sent all the way out. She'll go for a change, but everyone else will stick around. Sent up. This is Gribbins trying to find a lane to pass to, but she'll try the wraparound anyway and gets the puck deflected, but they maintain offensive possession to the Griffins. 1:20 to go in this power play opportunity. Avery Noonan, she'll find the pass. Quick shot, looking for that far right top corner. It just didn't quite work. Bailey will pick it up for Guelph, the number 1 team in the country. They've been that way since November, against the team that advanced from the 3rd place in the Atlantic and had a great playoff run in the AUS. We'll talk about that at a later point. Pellegrino at the top of the line, deflected away off the glass. Held in by Content. Once again, Pellegrino in for Grant. Lowy. Pellegrino, 35 to go in the power play. Lowy. Great work there, a man-to-man defense there by the Tommies. That got deflected off the skate of McCann, and St. Thomas manages to clear the zone.
Good job by St. Thomas so far on this penalty kill, keeping Guelph to the outside, only allowing a couple long-range shots so far, and keeping the high-powered Guelph attack at bay.
They came in 14.3% for the season on the power play, did the Griffins, and that percentage is going to go down here as the penalty is now expired. Griffins will start us off once again. 9 minutes gone, 11 to go here in the opening period. St. James just off the top, just over top of the net. And it'll be taken away and held by the Tommies in black. No score if you're just joining us. Mafenway Thompson has the puck taken away, and she goes for a line change. There's a quick opportunity there by Carrie Shell, number 3, and a nice save by Taylor Cook. Taylor Cook, 190 GAA, 929 save percentage. Second best save percentage in AUS and 4th best GAA. If 190 GAA is 4th best, they don't allow a lot of goals in the Atlantic hockey.
That's for sure. A lot of low-scoring games, and Taylor Cook is a big reason why St. Thomas is able to play that type of game, because she's such a proficient goalie in net. She's looking sharp so far, kicking rebounds to the outside and maintaining good angles on outside shots.
St. Mary's from Halifax, the other team from Atlantic Canada that are here this week. Pellegrino holds the line. That was deflected and goes to the far end. St. Thomas hasn't really gotten a whole lot organized. Both teams have pretty swarming defenses to this point, and the 3 shots by the Tommies have not been of any significant quality to this point. Pellegrino will want to start it again. I expect the action to pick up significantly in the 2nd and 3rd period. As we said, Zenon a lot better once they're a lot more comfortable with the environment.
Yeah, that's for sure. And this is the Olympic-sized ice. Not every team plays on a big ice surface like this. So
nice shot, rebound. Couple of chances there. The last chance by Claire Merrick, number 21. But Taylor Cook showing why she's as good as they say. 5-3 the shots as we're already past the halfway mark of the opening period.
And I expect things to open up a little bit here as both teams get a little more comfortable. We're already starting to see a little more pucks on net. The legs are moving a little bit better for both teams, so we'll see if we get some higher quality offensive chances in the next couple minutes.
Puck sent in by Lowy, but taken away. Can they get out of their own zone? No, well, they get it to the red line, and nice job there by Thompson. 2-on-1, will she shoot? Yes, she will. It looked like it went off the top of the stick of Lamenta. Just that little piece of wood, the only thing keeping the Tommies off the scoreboard. There's a rebound on the other's chance. Wow, on the other side of the ice, Carly Shell didn't come too far away.
Yeah, Taylor Cook looks like she fell there, but she still made a great save.
Yeah, that's a highlight of the night right there, when you're tripping and still maintain your awareness and still make the save on a great chance by Shell. As you said, 5 seconds after you said it, the game has started to open up. Great chances on both ends of the ice within just mere seconds of each other. And Cook once again is going to hold for a face-off. Oh, referee won't allow it this time. So the Tommies will have to break out. They'll send it to the red line, but no further. There's yet another steal in the neutral zone. Ring! Rebound! Second save by Lamenta. Ring with the first chance. Looked like Francis with the second. And a couple of nice saves there by Valerie Lamenta.
That was an unbelievable rebound save by Lamenta. She kicked out the first shot by Danielle Ring, and then a St. Thomas forward crashing the net got a piece of it, and she made a second save. That is a huge sequence there for Guelph to keep this game tied early.
Check out this statistic, 957 save percentage. She barely lets in 5% of the shots she faces. So statistically, for St. Thomas to score twice, they'll have to get 50 shots.
Yeah, unbelievable season for Lamenta, and obviously being awarded CIS Player of the Year for it. And she looks to be in form tonight, or in this afternoon, I should say, early in this game.
Ford will pick it up at the neutral zone. Try to drive in. She's 1-on-4 right now, has no lanes to pass within, and the puck is quickly taken away. Didn't look like all that action along the boards was entirely legal, but the referees disagree with me, and McCann will start again. We're still 5-on-5. 8 minutes remaining in a very entertaining first period to this point. Looks like St. Thomas are having difficulty with the breakouts. They're kind of relying on offensive zone and neutral zone turnover opportunities to create any offense.
Yeah, so far Guelph's done a good job of bottling things up, but they've done a good job of being aggressive, St. Thomas has, and causing a few turnovers to create opportunities.
Some big collisions there. Lowy gets surrounded by black jerseys. Tries to find someone to pass to, but Squires took that away. And Apperson, bodies flying all over the place here in the last couple of minutes. But it's going to be Grimmons who wants to start us again. That puck's taken away and cleared to neutral ice. Lee Shilton. What a nice move there, off the glove. Rebound, just rolling past the left post behind Taylor Cook, and you could see all the kids. They just couldn't wait to cheer for a goal for the Griffins.
Great rush by Lee Shelton, and then a good follow-up opportunity by Nurin there, who just put it wide.
Nurin again! Cook didn't know where it went. And the chances are starting to be created more and more here in this second half of the period compared to the first half. The comfortability factor is increasing with every shift. Trying to deflect there. Oh, another great save by Cook. Off the one-timer. Shot by Christine Grant, 14 in white. They're going to try again. But the Tommies are going to try to clear the zone and finally do. 6 remaining here in the first. Christine Grant has the puck taken away, and they're going to start the other way. Thompson, looking to get around the Griffin defense, is going to have to throw it behind the net instead. And Pellegrino, who else is there to send it all the way down for the icing call?
Yeah, another great sequence, great shift for both teams getting opportunities. It was Pinkerton to Grant in front of the net. Taylor Cook stuck out the left pad and kept this game tied, kept this game scoreless with 5:40 left in the second here. And now St. Thomas is going to have an offensive zone face-off here and see if they can get some chances of their own.
For the Griffins, not dressed today, Samantha Jemmett, Larissa Manzo, and Cass Benenko. St. Thomas trying to do something, but they're not having a lot of luck right now. Francis will pick it up, and gets it again. Francis, a knuckleball, and a rebound. No trouble for Lamenta. Alicia Gilbert trying to do something, and she gets run over. A lot of physicality here in this contest. Gilbert falls again, but the Griffins manage to clear it out into neutral ice and then go for a line change. 5 even remaining here in the opener.
Yeah, St. Thomas really keeping that third forward high in the offensive zone. It seems like they want to see if they can get their 2 low forwards creating opportunities, and they want to keep their defensive zone priorities in mind when they're on the attack too. They don't want to give Guelph any open space in transition, so far they're keeping that third forward back. It'll be interesting to see how this game goes if they kind of spring that third forward loose and go for a little more aggressive attack.
Guelph wins the defensive zone faceoff, trying to clear the zone, but Squires will do a good job to throw it back. Relying on those forwards to kind of create something, but when Guelph has possession, there's not much St. Thomas can do. Guelph goes for a full line change. Squires will start again for the Tommies. St. Thomas third in the Atlantic Division, defeated Dalhousie in the 3-6 playoff, defeated Moncton, swept Moncton in the semifinal, and then lost 2-1 to St. Mary's, who are the Atlantic champions and who are also here this week. This is the 8-1 game, the seeded tournament, single elimination, although the losing teams will play tomorrow morning in the consolation semifinal number 1, and we'll have that for you here on CIS.TV, as well as the second semifinal later this afternoon. Quick win by St. Thomas, but Guelph is there to clear the zone. Noonan has it taken away from her. She came very close and the crowd went crazy. Squires manages to clear up to center ice. Two very different offensive strategies here. I think it might just be pure speed and awareness that might be Guelph's advantage. Starting again, Lee Shilton. Megan Lee. This is Grant. Grant shooting! And another glove save by Taylor Cook.
Yeah, Dave. Guelph has just been a little bit sharper between the blue lines so far in this game, which has allowed them to get those high-quality shots on Taylor Cook of the St. Thomas Tommies. And so far, Guelph looks a little more organized. Their attention to detail is a little bit better. They're hitting the tape, and that's why they have a 11-6 advantage in shots. But still a 0-0 game.
Teams trading the puck back and forth again. And St. Thomas will win that battle and send it all the way in. Giving chase is Tia Anderson. She'll get surrounded very quickly. Manages to find Marceline. And she gets surrounded very quickly. Marceline and Anderson. Marceline looking for someone to pass to. It deflected, so she got it back. Throws it between the blue paint again. No one to accept the pass. And Guelph will clear the zone. And here's the big chase by Claire Merrick. Claire Merrick has possession 1-on-3, waiting for some teammates. Merrick spinning around and finally has the puck taken away by Eliza Snyder. Probably St. Thomas's best chance, but here's a good chance. That puck can't be the pass cannot be accepted, and St. Thomas manages just to the red line. Guelph is going to continue to press. And then now it's 2-on-2. Here's the advantage of the long benches. That could have been a 2-on-1 in any other arena, but it was 2-on-2 here. Back to the defense, knuckling it in, and Taylor Cook decides, I better just grab it and hold.
Yeah, St. Thomas holding on a little bit in that shift. They didn't look they weren't too quick coming back to their zone, and Guelph came back quickly there. It was 21 Claire Merrick with some great effort to get that shift started, and then again, Guelph taking it away, getting the puck on net, and maintaining offensive zone pressure.
Winning the faceoff are the Tommies. Squires will accept the pass. Pass back to her defense partner, Kaylee Steinert. Up to the red line, and Guelph will take it away once again. That's what we see a lot in women's hockey. They just trade the puck back and forth, especially in neutral zone ice, and then somebody breaks through. Squires will throw it on net, deflected. Went off of Landman's arm, I think, and sent all the way in by Wong. 1:38 remaining. Squires clear, gets intercepted, but she has a second chance, and that one will get taken away as well by Guelph. University of Guelph, number 1 in the country, won their last 11 games in a row, heading into at the end of the regular season. We'll talk about their playoff run shortly. 17 in white, Nuren. What a move around, trying to find the far side and has no luck. When the puck travels in the blue paint, you have to be careful, but not a lot of quality chances. It goes from one side, one post, Zenon right to the other.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I think the theme of this first period for Guelph has been their quickness and their lack of hesitation. They've been so fast out there. They've been taking advantage of any small crease in the offensive zone. We see Nuren with a great move there to take it to the net, catch St. Thomas off guard, and create another opportunity. But Taylor Cook up to the challenge again.
Shots 11-6 to this point. That should be 12. Picked up by, once again, Grant. They like to hold the puck as long as they can, looking for someone to pass to. And they've got incredible skill in doing that. Pinkerton threw it in front, and a nice clear by Cook. And it's sent all the way down as St. Thomas will make more changes. Merrick tried to do something. Pinkerton. Nicely done there by McCann to get out of the way so the goalie could see it, because that could have deflected off her leg and gone on the near side, right post behind Cook. Some more physicalities. Pinkerton tries to get possession. 9 seconds to go in the first. I think St. Thomas just wants to kill this clock as the kids are going to count them all down. And that will be that. Guelph should be pretty happy with that period. Shots, 13 Griffins. Alexic and 11 Pinkerton in for the faceoff as we start period 2 in front of a very loud and very boisterous and very young crowd here in Calgary at the WinSports Mark and McPhail Center, home of Hockey Canada. We can see their offices literally across the hall. And we pick up the action in the St. Thomas zone. Christine Grant back to the defense. They'll send it all the way in, looking for Claire Merrick. Talked about her a lot in the opening period. Back to Grant, back to Bailey. Catherine Bailey with her first puck touch of the game. And that puck is stolen away by Guelph as St. Thomas tried to clear the zone. And Guelph decides to get a line change, which allows the Tommies to break out right to left. Once again, it's Valerie Lamenta, number 31 in white, in net for the Guelph Griffins as they're going to break out left to right. Held up at the dot, but Guelph will advance. 17, Avery Nuren, another person we talked about considerably in the opening period. Don't forget, at 3 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 Eastern, we have Game 2 of our quarterfinal series. Shot wide there by number 7, Emily Francis of St. Thomas. The winner of this game goes to semifinal number 1. You'll see that Saturday live on Sportsnet 1. We encourage you to tune that in. The loser of this game will play tomorrow morning in the consolation semifinal number 1 as we try to find a fifth place winner, and we'll have that game for you here on CIS.TV on Sunday. Thompson tried to find someone to pass to, and that's been an issue all game long. St. Thomas has no one to pass to because Guelph is able to anticipate on defense. Quick opportunity there. St. James couldn't come up with the pass reception, and St. Thomas will start again.
Yeah, Guelph continuing to use their speed early in this second period as they've had St. Thomas on the ropes here a little bit, and St. Thomas just a step behind in the offensive zone.
St. Thomas is Thompson. She's really the only statistic in the game because there have been no goals, and she was the only penalty, a slashing penalty about 9 minutes into the contest. Lowy sends it wide of the net, and St. Thomas once again loses it in the offensive zone. Carly Schell throws it in front. She's been doing that a couple of times, looking for the spinorama, and it didn't work that time either.
No, but the puck almost looked like it was trickling through the 5-hole of Taylor Cook there as Carly Schell just drove right into the crease, got the puck in, and Taylor Cook keeps it out, and looked like Catherine Bailey thought that one was going in. She got a little excited here on the top point here, but back comes St. Thomas.
Bailey again deflected by Lawrence. Lawrence will go in and pick up the puck on the far side and surrender it to St. Thomas. St. Thomas in the black, Guelph in the white. Every tournament I do, Zen, and I vote for a favorite jersey. There's a goal! What a chance and a goal! Number 29, Marcy Landman. Another steal in the offensive zone. Backhand, top shelf.
Great work by Marcy Landman there, driving, forechecking all over the St. Thomas defense. She lifts the stick, takes the puck in front of the net, goes backhand shelf, and gives Guelph a 1-0 lead here at the CIS Nationals. A great play, just working hard and getting in on the forecheck and really getting Guelph going here early in this second period.
23:05 it took, but the Griffins finally break through. We'll get the official word on the goal in just a moment. We'll get the goal and the assist for you here. The PA is not the greatest here at Winsport, but we'll get the official word here in just a moment. They're going to try to build on that lead, but that's stolen away. Number 12, Lauren Henman, will take it away. Henman doing all the work here, trying to throw it in front. Nice deflection there by Lamenta. And now St. Thomas has a big hill to climb, not because it's a 1-goal difference, but because Lamenta only gives up shots on 4% of the shots she faces. Gives up goals, excuse me.
Yeah, she's a sharp goalie, but I love St. Thomas going out with their top line here to try and get the momentum back, but Guelph has the puck again.
And there's another quick chance, and this time Taylor Cook square to the task. I don't think she even really expected what that goal was going to, how that goal ended up going behind her. She wasn't completely prepared, but because it happened so fast.
Yeah, Landman just got in on the forecheck, took it straight to the front of the net, and the red light was on before Taylor Cook could even react. It was a great quick play to give Guelph a 1-0 lead.
Gribbons has it taken away, but that takedown is going to be called. It'll be the second power play opportunity of the game for the Griffins, so it's going to be a holding penalty against number 22, Kenya Marceline, for the St. Thomas team. She is a fourth-year Tommy and is from Whitby, Ontario. So there's actually quite a few Ontarians on the roster from this university from Fredericton, New Brunswick. So that tells you something.
Yeah, that's for sure. They go all over to recruit, and it's obviously worked for them to get to the Nationals, but they've got a big penalty kill coming up here, down by 1. Guelph, good offensive attack going to the power play.
Fed into Christine Grant. Top of the line, quick shot, deflected, hit the crossbar, and the Griffins cannot maintain at the blue line.
That just barely trickled over the net there. Guelph was just inches away from getting another one, but here's a turnover.
There's a quick steal, and we're going to even up the manpower here, 4-on-4s. Guelph is going to take a penalty also. It's going to be a roughing call against 23 in white, Catherine Bailey.
Yeah, we're seeing the star player of the St. Thomas Tommies, Kelty Apperson, getting involved there on the forecheck. Down 5-on-4, she didn't care. She went in down low, tried to create an opportunity, and drew a penalty there. So it's going to be a 4-on-4 here for 1:23 in the early stages of this second period, with Guelph up 1-0.
McGill and UBC coming up later this afternoon. Quick shot and a save and a hold for Valerie Lamenta off the shorthanded chance, the 4-on-4 chance from McCann.
Yeah, Jessica McCann having a great year for St. Thomas. She's had a pretty quiet night tonight so far, but all rookie team for AUS, second in D-man scoring in the AUS, and just named to the CIS all rookie team. So we'll see how she likes this 4-on-4 action here.
Face-off won by St. Thomas eventually, but it took a while, but they did win it. Pellegrino, who's barely been off the ice in these first 25 exact minutes. Shot 16-8 to this point in the contest. 3-2, in the second period. 1 minute to go in the 4-on-4, and then about a 35-second opportunity for the Tommies. Here's a quick 2-on-1 off the transition. Quick shot. Nice save there by Taylor Cook, excuse me. She was prepared for that one. It's going to, I think this entire tournament's going to be pretty low scoring, to be honest, because it's best on best.
Yeah, that's for sure. Some great coaches that know how to keep high-powered attacks to the outside, and some great goalies too.
Here's some speed. Pinkerton tried to find someone to pass to, but Steiner knocked that one down. We go forward, and it'll be cleared all the way in. 21 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. Some nice work there by Marina Sergina, but Guelph, I thought was going to, there's the official possession. But once again, stolen away. Steinert, that one deflected. Steinert again, deflected again. So they're creating chances, but they're not really able to do much from the face-off circle in. Basically from the ringette line to the blue line, they're doing great, but from the top of the circle in, that's where St. Thomas is struggling.
Yeah, St. Thomas has done a good job of opening up the Guelph defense, but they've recovered nicely to block shots and keep things to the outside.
Every other arena I call a game and there's a ringette line, so it's kind of weird that I can't reference it tonight.
Yeah, not here, but yeah, you're right. Guelph has done a good job of really covering those points and keeping St. Thomas to the outside.
Here's the captain. Nice right pad kick save by Valerie Lamenta. We're now 5-on-5. The Tommies weren't able to create much in that 30 seconds of power play time that they did have.
And it'll be interesting to see here, now that they're down a goal, how much their coach puts out that top line of Apperson, Henman, and Alexic here. They led the league in scoring for the majority of the year. Apperson had 16 points in 7 playoff games. They're on fire right now. They're going to lean on them heavily here throughout the rest of the game as they're trailing.
1-0, Guelph leading. 7.5 gone here in the second period. And it's going to be yet another offensive zone turnover against the Tommies, and that one didn't miss by much. So we got a loose stick behind the net from a player that's gone off to the bench. That one poked away nicely by Taylor Cook. And that stick starting to create some issues. Linesmen just haven't had a chance to clear it away, but they'll have plenty of time now with the icing call.
Yeah, without a doubt in my eyes, the most noticeable and impactful player on the ice so far in this game has been Avery Nurin of Guelph. She's showing her speed every shift. She keeps her feet moving on that shift, uses it to blow past the defender, stay onside, and then create a chance going towards the front of the net. She's been very noticeable for Guelph, and she's been really hard to handle for St. Thomas so far.
Face-off won by the Griffins, knuckled in. Taken there by Ashley Lawrence. Lawrence trying to find someone to pass to, covered nicely by Samantha Squires. She's definitely had the most impact of any of the Tommies defensemen to this point. And Jackson will give chase for St. Thomas. School of only 3,500 students. They're doing a great job, as you said, with recruiting as well as just performance and results to even get here and finish second in the Atlantic playoffs.
Yeah, especially when you're competing with other schools that attract up to 30,000 and more students.
I was going to say, I can see the University of Calgary from here, and it's about 35,000, so it's times 10, but the Atlantic schools do a great job of entertaining fans and having great action, both the men's and women's, and they, boy, do they get fan support.
That's for sure. Actually, I saw
2-on-1 here for the Griffins, who looked for that pass, but it deflected off Eliza Snyder.
I was just going to say St. Thomas actually led the AUS women's hockey in attendance this year.
What was
all the schools? I wasn't sure the exact figure, but I know that they led all schools in attendance.
Well, that's fantastic.
That's pretty impressive for such a small school, and obviously an exciting program to follow this year.
I mean, Fredericton doesn't have an AHL or a Q team anymore, so the Tommies are the number one ticket in town for sure. That shot blocked, and Griffin's having difficulty getting out of their zone, but this could be a 2-on-2. Grant feeding it in. No luck there for number 11, Pinkerton. And St. Thomas knows what they do well defensively, and they're executing it. And the Griffins, except for one moment, haven't had much success. Only one goal on the 17 shots.
Yeah, it's been very little in the middle of the ice when Guelph has had offensive possession. They've really relied on the rush offense so far, and St. Thomas doing a great job of cluttering things in their offensive zone, and here getting a counter opportunity.
Content 2-on-2. Unfortunately, I think Guelph's got too much speed, so that they make it a 2-on-3 defensively instead of 3-on-2 offensively for the Tommies. Content, what a move, and going to the top shelf, but Taylor Cook, square to the task, takes it off the chest protector as we have surpassed the halfway mark of the second period.
Yeah, great play by Content there, just off the rush. Like we mentioned, Guelph being so very dynamic so far, doing a great job of making those chances when they have that extra space off the rush, and a great save there by Taylor Cook.
Landman from Pellegrino, the first and only goal of the contest. Griffins 0 for 2 on the power play. Tommy's 0 for 1 on the power play. Guelph picks it up in the offensive zone. Once again, great work defensively by the Tommies defense. That was Snyder. Once again, 2-on-2 for St. Thomas. Deciding to shoot, and that's a nice save there by Lamenta. Looked like Henman got a piece of that as there's some more bodies on the ice. Number 11, Apperson, being watched there by Griffins, and it'll be taken away and sent all the way down the ice by Brittany St. James. Going forward, Alexuk looked for someone to pass to, but a nice knockdown there by Lee Shilton, 92, and we're going to have a...
Looks like a Guelph penalty here.
Yes, definitely it's going to be against Megan Lee, a hooking call.
Yeah, the Griffins were all over Kelty Apperson in the corner there for that entire shift. Looked like St. Thomas was looking for a call all shift, and they eventually get one. And they're going to have a big power play opportunity here in the second period to get this game back to even.
Their first chance only lasted 37 seconds. And this chance hasn't started off very well either, as Cook will take it back. You can definitely sense different styles of defense from women's to men's. There's just no question about it. Plus, wide ice to narrow ice. It's like it's 4 different games. Men's and women's, wide and narrow. And we're seeing the women's wide action today here at Winsport, and we're going to all week long. That's a requirement in Canada West, at least, is all teams playing on the wide ice. McCann. McCann will receive the pass back. That's blocked again, once again by Guelph, and they cleared the zone. Nice job there by Pinkerton. McCann traded the puck back with Tia Anderson, number 8. 1:06 to go on the power play opportunity for the Tommies. Power plays for St. Thomas, 18% in the regular season and playoffs for Atlantic AUS. Guelph PK 89% and 7 out of 8 during the OUA playoffs. Took 20 seconds to get out of the zone, but Apperson will advance, surrounded by white jerseys, and the Griffins eventually, no, they cannot get it out of the zone until right about now.
Yeah, St. Thomas just getting that top line out there. They were a little bit tired after drawing the penalty. They're out there now, and Apperson has really looked determined in this second period since St. Thomas has gone down. She's really been fearlessly driving to the center of the ice, trying to create opportunities, but so far unsuccessfully on this power play.
They're going to have to rely on Alexuk and Apperson and Henman. They've got 28 goals. Of all the goals of St. Thomas, that's probably around 40% for two players as we're back 5-on-5. Lee was looking for the home run pass, but dropped her stick and then just decided, I'm going to go to the bench, and then decides against that. But yeah, Lee was there. She was absolutely there, and then just drops her stick, unfortunately.
Yeah, great timing for Guelph there as Lee comes out of the box, and they go for the home run pass. The pass is a little bit wide for Lee, and she drops her stick anyway. So now we're going to have another offensive zone face-off here for St. Thomas.
Shots 18-10, 5-4 in the second, so the ratio certainly improving for the Tommies. How about that chance? Pinkerton had to do some fancy stick work, but did get an opportunity. It went over the crossbar and over the head of Taylor Cook. They're coming closer to extending this lead. Oh, that's definitely a penalty against Christine Grant. Had the opportunity, and it's going to be taken away. Samantha Squires is going to go to the penalty box. Just the one penalty in the first, now already 4 here in the second. And a hooking call against Squires, 6:12 to go here in a very rapid second period.
Yeah, we're starting to see the desperation level from both teams increase as this game goes on. Guelph getting to the inside, and St. Thomas just doing everything they can to prevent opportunities from occurring. And in that sequence, they take a penalty. And I've really liked the game of Guelph since they've taken the lead. They haven't sat back. They haven't waited for St. Thomas to come to them. They've continued to use their speed. They've continued to drive the net and try and create opportunities. And they're going to have even more of those chances here with the power play.
I think they want to get the score as high as possible, just to get the mental edge and do what unfortunately the stats would predict that they would do. McCann tries to clear it away, and the Griffins have to duck to avoid getting hit by that puck, as well as one of their assistant coaches.
Yeah.
The Griffins coaching staff, Rachel Flanagan, OUA Coach of the Year, her third time winning that award. Assistants Chase Truel and Tim Ingram. So it was Chase or Tim that had to duck for his life there to avoid that puck.
Yeah, that was a bullet by McCann. Just missed.
Of course, they have the curved stanchions now here at Winsport. And it's cleared all the way into the zone. St. Thomas, they're playing like the traditional road game. They don't care if they get cheers from the crowd. They're just here to do what it takes to win and to kill, in this case, this power play opportunity. 1:20 to go as Becky Connor wants to do something shorthanded. She kills about 8 or 9 seconds, which is a huge advantage, and Eliza Snyder will clear it into behind the Griffin net. We're going to break through now. This is Stephanie Contant up to Christine Grant. You'd almost think they were playing for the Flames. It's the traditional red, yellow, and black of the NHL team from this city. Couple of chances. They had Cook going the wrong way, but couldn't do that play around the net. Shilton gets it back, deflected. It goes into the equipment of McCann, and she'll clear it all the way out. And now she'll give chase after deflecting it at the red line. 29 to go in the Guelph power play chance. Noonan throwing it in front. Nuren, excuse me. Shilton. This is Nuren. Back to men, looked like 23, Catherine Bailey. There's a quick shot off the blocker. Second chance. They're going to feed it around again, and this time the Tommies are ready, and Squires is even ready, but unfortunately she can't accept the pass because it got iced down as the penalty has expired.
Yeah, for the second time in 2 minutes, we see number 4, a defenseman, coming out of the box looking for that breakaway pass, and it looks like they're going to call a St. Thomas penalty here for interference. It looks like to Paige Jackson. Not sure exactly what happened behind the play, but
neither is she, to be honest. She really didn't know where that came from, and like you said, neither did we.
Yeah, Guelph is going to stay up 5-on-4 here for 2 more minutes, as there's only 4 minutes left in this second period. And I can't say it enough. Getting up a 2-goal lead would be huge for them, but St. Thomas doing a good penalty kill job so far.
Pellegrino. Lowy off the far side, a couple of chances, and it rolls behind the net to the right of Taylor Cook. Griffin's in to fight for it. Kaylee Steiner in there for the Tommies. Steiner has it now and does finally clear it to the far end, but it'll be held by Content. And content for the second time. But we have yet another call. A head contact penalty. Looks like number 2, Eliza Snyder. Excuse me. Let's get the proper number here. 22, St. James. 2 minutes for head contact.
Yeah, some good work there by St. Thomas to put some pressure on Guelph. They were kind of letting them have a little bit too much space on that first penalty kill. But on that one, they were really pushing at that blue line, not giving those defensemen any space. And Guelph ends up taking a penalty, so we're going to have some 4-on-4.
3:30 to go in the opening second period, excuse me. This is 23, Thompson. She's made a significant impact to this game since getting out of that out of the penalty box and as the only penalty of the first period. And the crowd goes crazy because that's the only thing that the referees have not called was that thing right there. Nice save there by Lamenta to clear it away as St. Thomas continues the 4-on-4 pressure. Will be 4-on-4 for another minute. This is Snyder, number 2, up to McCann. Snyder at the top, trying to look for someone to pass to, and I think that's what we've said all day long is the Tommies are just, where's the person to pass to, because Guelph's always been there.
Yeah, so little time and space for Guelph so far in this game. They've struggled to create anything under those tight restrictions, and Guelph coming back again.
Oh, nice shot at the goal there! Avery Nurin on the 4-on-4 created something out of nothing. Taylor Cook did everything she could, but 2-0 Griffins.
What a huge play by Nurin there. She's just going in 1-on-3 against St. Thomas. She makes an unbelievable move to the middle of the ice and buries the puck past Taylor Cook, giving them a huge goal. There's a reason she was named to the second team All-CIS, and she's showing us some of her skill and speed today and capping off a great goal on a great rush there, giving Guelph a huge 2-0 lead late in the second.
St. Thomas is going to try to reply here. They had the better of the 4-on-4 pressure in both occurrences earlier in this game, but Nurin gets the payoff. We'll get the official word here in just a moment. I think Content got one of the assists. 5 seconds go in the 4-on-4, and then the Griffins will be on the penalty kill. And now that occurs as Jackson rejoins us. That puck sent all the way down for Henman. We haven't really heard much from Henman. As I said, one of the only 2 players with double-digit goals. Haven't seen much of her making much of an impact to this point at all, to be honest. 7 seconds go in the PK for the Griffins, and they will now clear it away. Immediately fed back in. 1:38 to go. St. James rejoins the action. Griffins up 2-0. Pinkerton has the puck taken away, and Jackson will give chase against Mackenzie Wong. Wong will throw it to the near side, and St. Thomas will try to break out. Samantha Squires up to Henman. That puck taken away. I think they've been kind of concentrating on Henman all day long, Zenon, and that has probably limited her chances.
Yeah, Apperson and Henman aren't getting a lot of space out there so far, and Guelph doing a good job shutting them down. But always dangerous. It's only a 2-goal game, so they can't let off the gas at all late in this game. Wong
blocked by Squires as they're doing anything right now as we've reached the 1 minute remaining mark of the second period. Crowdis will throw it all the way in. Griffin showing us all why they are the number 1 ranked team in the country for the last 4 months. There's not a lot to choose between these top 8 teams that are here at the Nationals, and that's why we're expecting some fantastic contests. UBC and McGill, the 4-5 matchup, is coming up at 3 o'clock Mountain, which would be 5 o'clock McGill time and 2 o'clock Vancouver time. And 6 o'clock in Fredericton, New Brunswick. We hope you'll join us for that one as well. Sergina shooting. Nice save there. Lamenta, probably the toughest save she's had to make. 14 seconds to go. Sergina with a nice opportunity, looking for the far side of the net. Yeah, it almost looked like Apperson was just going to dump that puck in, but she just gives it up to Sergina. She moves to the side, changes the angle, and quickly fires a wrister on net. Lamenta up to the task again with a nice glove save. Doing what they don't expect, that's the key. McCann. 10 seconds to go as the kids will count us down. St. James will get it to the red line, but no further. Sent all the way in, and that will be that. Shots 8-6 in the second period. 21-12 in the total, both favoring the Guelph Griffins.
Very solid period there by Guelph.
In the second period, so the ratio a little bit better, but the goals are 2-0, and that's all that matters. Oleksuk had the puck taken away, and the Griffins will break through. This is 4 in white. Megan Lee misses just over the net. Gets a few reactions from the kids right behind who thought the puck was going to go through the glass and hit them in the head. Although when I was 8, I thought the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we continue. Samantha Squires going left to right on your screen. Oleksuk into Squires, trying to feed in front, goes through the blue paint, but this could be as many as a 3-on-1 for Guelph. St. James will accept, but it goes off her skate, and she can't accept the pass until right now. St. James, backhander toward the net, but it's taken away by St. Thomas. That could have been a breakaway for Thompson, but nice defensive work by the Griffins. Henman, that's about the only quality of opportunity she's had in this game. As we said earlier, they've really concentrated on her. Gribbons surrounded. Snyder will pass it up near side to McCann. McCann has that taken away, and Snyder will start again. Griffins trying to advance to the semifinal. You'll see on Sportsnet 1 Saturday night. The finals on Sportsnet 360 on Sunday as the Sportsnet networks become nothing but CIS this weekend. Basketball, men's and women's, hockey, men's and women's. It is a great weekend for CIS sports on the Sportsnet networks. I can't wait to see all the games all weekend long.
It's going to be a fantastic tournament, Dave, and we're seeing a great opening game so far. Guelph playing well. St. Thomas has had their chances, and fans are going to be treated to some great hockey and great basketball and other sports too this weekend.
Yeah, I watched it all last year, and I'm going to certainly watch it all again on tape this year because we're going to be doing the 5th place game and the bronze medal game here on CIS.TV.
And a good opening 2 minutes here for Guelph. Not sitting back at all like we were talking about in the second period. When they got that 1-0 lead, they kept pushing. We're seeing them using their skating and proficiency between the blue lines and continuing to push into that St. Thomas zone. And they're going best defense is a good offense. And right now, that's how they're doing, keeping the puck 200 feet away from their net.
Puck picked up there. Guelph will send it all the way in. Steinert. Steinert against Ford. Steinert seems to win that battle, but only momentarily. Pellegrino at the blue line. Nice pad save there by Taylor Cook, who's been full marks in her 20 saves. Unfortunately, the 12 shots at the other end have not gone in for the Tommies. We have the 4-5 matchup coming on later today, McGill against UBC. This is Grant. Grant with a pass and a chance there for Claire Merrick. Nice save by Cook. That might have been the final nail in the coffin, but Cook kept it out.
Yeah, this line has been great for Guelph, and another good chance. Claire Merrick deflecting that on net, and an awesome save by Taylor Cook.
Pinkerton to Lee. That's taken away. Quick shot there. Nice chance there by Alicia Gilbert. A quick spin chance. And we proceed. Christine Grant gets surrounded, looking for someone to pass to. St. James is there, but they're going to fight for it along the far side boards. St. James, this is another quick pass. One-timer, a couple of tries. Cook keeps it out. Kelly Gribbons with a couple of nice chances. Look like Mallory Young. That's the funny thing with the ladies, Zenon, is they either have their jersey tucked in at the back or at the bottom, or their ponytails covering their names and their numbers. So sometimes we have to rely on the shoulders to pick up the numbers simply because you can't see through the ponytails and the jersey tucks.
Yeah, they're making it hard on us, that's for sure.
Emily Oleksuk has no luck, along with Apperson and Jackson. So Pellegrino, I don't know if she's been off the ice, especially in this third period as we're 4:15 in. She still doesn't go for a line change. Oleksuk going to go 1-on-3. We saw this work for the Griffins earlier, but not in this case. It's kept in at the zone, however. Jackson, a long shot there that Lamenta had to be careful with. She's already extending her .956 save percentage, as that's going to be that puck is going to be iced by Guelph. But CIS Player of the Year, .956 save percentage. I think Melody Davidson, who has her private skybox seat there in the Hockey Canada offices, should be pretty impressed for the development team for Hockey Canada with the performance of Valerie Lamenta.
Yeah, she's looked fantastic. She's completely dialed in right now, just turning all rebounds to the outside of the ice. She's kept nothing in front, nothing in the high slot, and no second chance opportunities for the Tommies so far in this game. She's looking really good and living up to her billing as the CIS Player of the Year.
Of course, the Women's World Championships in Kamloops in a couple of weeks. They've announced the rosters. Very Calgary influenced. Half a dozen at least. Calgary Inferno, the Clarkson Cup champions. You saw that on Sportsnet last weekend. And we're going to have a knockdown on Carly Shell by the Tommies. And it's going to be a tripping call at the 4:51 mark of the third period. Shots 3-1 for the Griffins to this point. Tripping call against, looks like Marceline, number 22.
Yeah, and I can't really say it enough. Speed kills in hockey, and that's what Guelph is doing right now, using their speed through the neutral zone. They've been relentlessly fast throughout this game, and they use it again to get another power play opportunity. Already up 2 goals. This could be a big one for them.
Pellegrino. Back pass by Christine Grant. Nice shot, pad save by Taylor Cook. Tried to be cleared, and it will be cleared successfully by Eliza Snyder. Thompson tried to steal it. That's about the 4th or 5th time, Zenon, that she's tried to make a play at the red line and just had the puck knocked away or deflected away from her. She could have had 2 or 3 breakaways to this point.
Yeah, lots of chances today.
Pellegrino, how many times have we said her name today? Avery Nurin with the first goal. Excuse me, the second goal. Landman had the first. Nurin fighting for it along with Grant. Here's a quick chance, and as close to a drop pass as you're going to get. Nurin with 55 to go in the power play. Receives it again. Back pass. In for, looks like, Nurin again. Along with Grant was in there. Nurin, Grant, and Gribbons, number 8. This is Nurin looking for her second in a row. Bailey. Pass over to Shilton. She doesn't miss by much. 25 to go in the power play opportunity.
Yeah.
Sent all the way down.
Shilton loves to shoot that puck on the power play. She's had a few bombs today and not able to get that one through. And St. Thomas keeping them to the outside, but great work by Guelph to maintain good possession in the cycle throughout that power play opportunity.
8 seconds to go. McCann trying to do whatever she can, 4-on-5, before her teammate rejoins us. And that is right now Marceline back on the ice. Nice job to try to keep it in the offensive zone when the manpower got even, but the Griffins will clear. Lowy. Shell falls over, and St. Thomas will pick it up. This crowd clearly behind Guelph, but haven't had a lot to cheer for in this period. Shilton looking to create another great opportunity, 2-on-3 like Nurin did earlier on, but this time it doesn't work, and Squires will pick it up. Samantha Squire, 7.5 gone in the third period. Quarterfinal number 1, day number 1. McGill and UBC to come. St. Mary's will play Western tomorrow. Montreal Carabin will play the Calgary Dinos here tomorrow night in front of what we hope is as big of a crowd. Park early because they're not. We were here an hour before the game started and there was not a lot of parking. So come early tomorrow night for those Dinos fans out there.
Yeah, and if you're a UFC fan, they're going to have some free buses coming down from residents, so take advantage of one of those. Come out and support the Dinos, that's for sure. It's going to be a great game. Dinos have a high-powered offense, couple of all-star forwards, and playing a very good Montreal team. But
that's a fantastic idea with the buses. I wonder who thought of that. Pellegrino up to Lee. Nice work there by Kaylee Steiner. Action is slowed just a bit here. Tia Anderson will bring it up to Thompson. She'll send it in, and both teams will make some changes. We proceed right to left. Merrick. She's shown a lot of skill with the puck today. This is Nurin again. Whoa! How about that? I would say unbelievable when we saw it earlier today. 2 in a row for Nurin, 3-0 for Guelph.
Avery Nurin flies into the offensive zone and just buries a puck past Taylor Cook with a perfect shot, low blocker. They say those are the toughest shots for goalie to save, just above the pad, just below the blocker. She picks the perfect spot, and she gives Guelph a 3-goal lead here in the third period. Her second goal of the game. What a great play for Nurin, and now we're going to see a St. Thomas timeout here as they look to try and rebound. It's going to be a big mountain for them to climb with 11:25 left in this game. Guelph looking strong too, and Nurin just lighting up the highlight reel there with a fantastic goal.
Just to tell you a bit about both teams' history in this event, Guelph were the consolation 5th place winners here at Winsport last year when the Dinos hosted, and St. Thomas hosted this event 2 years ago in Fredericton, and back when it was a 6-team format, and they finished 6th back in 2014. The coaches on the timeout for the Tommies, 14th-year head coach Peter Murphy, along with assistants Dave Crossman, Don Feeney, and Greg Shanks. We haven't talked about the Griffins' road to the championship. They won. They were the top seed in Ontario, obviously. 2-1 series win over Laurentian. That was their first loss in a couple of months. 2-0 series, 2-1 series win over Laurentian, 2-0 series win over Laurier, and then a 5-1 single game championship victory over the Western Mustangs, who are also here this weekend. Their first title since 1998, so the first time the Griffins have won the CIS OUA Women's Championship in 18 years, and now they're looking to add a national title. And right now, there's not much doubt that they're going to be, well, they're going to be in the there's not much doubt they're going to be in the semifinal, but hopefully that timeout helps the Tommies. Oleksuk will throw that one wide, and it'll be picked up by 24 in white. That's Caitlin Lowy. Back to Lee, as they had to be a little bit careful in the too many men there. Shilton throws it in and held by Taylor Cook. Her 24 save on 27 shots. Shots 6-2 here at the halfway mark of the third period.
Yeah, it's been a really impressive game for Guelph. They've got contributions from their star players. They've got contributions from other players. A player like Jessica Pellegrino with only 2 assists in the entire regular season has 2 assists in this game. She's been fantastic, and they're looking very strong late in this hockey game.
Official word on the third goal, Nurin from Bailey. Just like it was, well, it was Newland from Bailey and Pellegrino in the second period. So the second straight assist for Bailey and the second straight goal for Avery Nurin. Let's tell you a little bit about Avery. She is a fourth-year student from Aylmer, Ontario, and is in the Faculty of Child, Youth, and Family Development, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and she had the third most goals in the OUA this season, and we can see why with a couple of great efforts today.
Well, you learn a lot from your first year to your fourth, fifth year in CIS sport. There's no question about that, and you learn the tendencies of your opponents, and you get better year over year over year. There's no doubt about that, and Avery Nurin certainly showing that considerably here. And what's interesting about St. Thomas is they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Ontario residents on their squad in Fredericton, New Brunswick. So players like to move. Once they get out of high school, players like to move out of mom and dad's house and, hey, mom, dad, I'm going to Fredericton, New Brunswick to play for St. Thomas.
Wouldn't mind that, eh, Dave? And it's working pretty well for the program. Like we said, they're getting a lot of talented hockey players. They've shown flashes of what made them the runners-up in the AUS today.
Yeah.
And obviously a couple goals short right now. They're not completely out of it yet, but obviously a lot of work left to do if they want to keep their hopes of a national championship alive.
Well, I mean, in Ontario, there's got to be 30. Well, there's at least 30 AAA midget teams who are competing right now for the SO Cup, as well as 24 what we call intermediate teams in the Ontario. It's the PWHL, and that's a level above in the same age group. It's a level above the midget, so that the teams Grant passing in front, backhander, nice opportunity there by Pinkerton to make it 4-0. But yeah, so they're at an elevated level where they don't even compete for a national championship because there's no other provinces that are at that intermediate level. So you got all those players looking for homes once they graduate high school and finish their intermediate program. So the Atlantic universities have a lot to look for in Ontario women's hockey. The Atlantic leagues are expanding and getting better, but Atlantic Canada's midget hockey leagues for females are still population-wise trailing the rest of the country. Jackson deflected. That didn't miss by much. Nice. St. James will clear all the way to the red line, and the 3-0 continues. 8:25 to go in this third period. Sergina, who had the best chance for the Tommies earlier, nice bump check there by Pellegrino. The closest thing we're going to get to a body check, which is fine with me. But we did see a lot of physicality in the first period, and especially in the second period where we had the myriad of penalties.
Yeah, there's been a lot of feistiness in the corners, not just getting sticks on those forwards, but sticking the shoulder in front of them and angling them to the outside, and it's been a pretty physical game.
Carly Schell on the near side. Up to Lee. Tried to find Schell again. They will. Some nice passing there by the Griffins, but eventually taken away by St. Thomas. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining us, either live or on the archive here on CIS.TV, whether you're cheering for the Tommies, the Griffins, or scouting for McGill or UBC, or just a CIS women's hockey fan. We thank you very much for joining us. It's the March Madness on both sides of the border, because that started, the men's basketball started in the States. Nice save there, a couple of chances. Cleared away, right to the line. Steinert, as Lamenta had to be careful there, surrounded. That was a good chance because they got coverage in front of Lamenta, and she wasn't able to handle it, Zenon.
Yeah, that top line of the Tommies doing some work here in the third period, trying to get them on the board, trying to create a spark. But Lamenta scrambles and makes another big save, and she's starting to become one of those stories of this game. While St. Thomas hasn't really dominated, they haven't pushed the tempo too often, Lamenta has been there when she's had to make a big save, and she's kept St. Thomas off the board all day long.
Yeah, as I said, March Madness starting in the States, and certainly, as I said, with all the basketball and hockey here on this side of the border, this weekend on both sides of the border, it's all about university sports, both in Canada and the United States, and that's why March is my favorite month of the year.
Fantastic. Oh, it's great.
There's no question about that.
And this is just a fantastic atmosphere for both of these teams to be playing in. St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Kids are loud and into this game. It's been a pretty surreal scene, obviously. You know, not knowing what to expect from a neutral site game. They're getting a great crowd that's been cheering them on and loud all day long. And that's something that these ladies will have for the rest of their life as a memory, playing in the Nationals in front of a huge crowd in a great environment.
Well, you can see quite a few Griffins fans in the crowd who made the trip, as well as there are some Tommy's fans here as well. So.
Yeah, lots of people made the trek out from Eastern Canada to this tournament.
Yeah,
that's great to see.
The airport's been busy for sure. I think my jersey contest may already be over after one game. The Reds for the Griffins, as I was rudely interrupted by that goal in the second period. How about that? Yeah, the Griffins Reds are just outstanding. I try to find a cool jersey, the coolest jersey of every tournament I do, but yeah, I haven't even seen the other 6 teams, and I think Guelph's already won the contest. But we're going to see them in their whites no matter how they do all week long, because they are the number 1 seed.
They're going to be hard to top in the jersey contest and hard to top on the ice this week.
Well, you know what? If anyone can do it, McGill and Montreal may very well. And Western is always known for their color scheme as well. Steinert will throw it all the way in from the red line. Fans still cheering for the Griffins here. 5:20 to go in a very rapid third period. We're 2 hours away from the next game. St. James on the breakaway. Tried to go backhand and missed to the right of Taylor Cook. That sort of came out of nowhere, but St. James was prepared and had a moment to make a move. They're really catching everyone by surprise, especially St. Thomas.
Yeah, it was a bit of an alley-oop pass there, and St. James caught the pass and went in for the slam dunk, but Taylor Cook turned it away there in front to keep it a 3-0 game.
Shell. Now, they're trying to backhand again. That didn't work to Content. Sophie Content. Sophie Content, a forward, a fourth-year player. A second-year psychology student from Cornwall, Ontario. She'll throw it in again, as she'll go for a line change. Her shift completed. Lee fighting against Apperson. Apperson and Herman, here's that line we talked about that we expected to have the majority of the opportunities because of their statistics throughout the season, but they've been pretty much invisible, Zenon.
Yeah, the high-tempo game of Guelph has really got the better of St. Thomas, including that top line, and they've had some flashes of their skill and smarts, but they just haven't been able to break through consistently and create chances for St. Thomas.
Yeah, a lot of green in the crowd today. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. I just realized I didn't have a green business shirt to wear today.
No, nor do I. So hopefully we don't get pinched by some of our online viewers that show up for the second game.
Pinkerton working with Merrick and St. James. Seen more of St. James here in the third period than the first, for sure. Guelph on their way to Saturday afternoon, on Sportsnet 1. St. Thomas, more than likely, will be in the consolation semifinal. We'll have that for you first thing tomorrow morning. Against the loser of the next game between UBC and McGill. Of course, St. Mary's, Western, University of Calgary, and Montreal are on the other side of the bracket. UBC, McGill, Guelph, and St. Thomas on this side of the bracket. And unlike the U.S. college basketball, every team will play at least twice here on this ice. Puck held in by the Tommies, and they decide, the referees to blow the play dead, and both teams will make wholesale changes.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough for the loser of this game to get up tomorrow morning and play that 11 a.m. game, but there still is a lot of pride in getting that 5th place in the country. Looking at St. Thomas down 3-0 here, they go into that game. If they can get 5th place, that's a huge accomplishment for a team coming in as a big underdog, 8th seed in the tournament. They're going to have to play higher seeds throughout, and even though they're not going for a national title, they still have a lot to play for, including pride and prestige for their
content
school.
Taken away, couple of chances. Cornwall native has it taken away. But yeah, the teams want the 3rd game. They want that opportunity at the 5th place game. Steinert, that'll get blocked. Minute 40 to go here in the period. Shot by Lowy to the right of the goaltender. Yeah, these teams don't want to just be 2 and out and be catching the earliest flights home on the weekend. What a chance there. Nice play by Jessica Pinkerton, but Taylor Cook doing everything she can, making her 26th save of the contest to make sure that 4-0 is not the score at this point. Grant over top the net. Pinkerton will pick up the rebound. Guelph certainly with a lot more energy at this point. Christine Grant into Pinkerton. Fans clearly behind the Griffins here as they're heading back to school for the second half of their day.
Yeah, just been a very, very impressive outing from the Guelph Griffins. Can't say it enough how prepared they've looked in this game. Their defense has looked mobile. They've been hitting all their passes in transition, and their forwards have been constantly dangerous, whether it's creating out of the cycle or off the rush. They've looked fantastic, and they're looking like a early favorite in this tournament. Obviously, being the number 1 seed, they're a favorite, but they're firing on all cylinders here at Nationals.
Yeah, the seeding can be more difficult here in Canada because the teams stay in their regions and don't play outside of the regions, unlike the States. So it's not as easy to approach, and especially because elite don't play elite outside of their conferences. So this is the only time these two teams will face each other, and a year from now is the next opportunity for them to face each other. So it's difficult when you have no direct knowledge of your opponent from earlier games in the season. Although that's kind of the point. They don't want the teams from the same conference playing each other until the latest possible point in the tournament. That's why teams from each conference are on one side of the bracket so that they don't play each other until the finals, which is not an accident. 14 seconds to go here. Alexic is going to try to break the shutout. She's got Apperson and Henman to pass to, but that's going to be knocked away and go high up into the air. Apperson can't come up with it. The kids are going to count us down, and the Griffins are going to take quarterfinal number 1. And that is that. 3-0 your final. Zenon, the Griffins were everything we thought they were.
We saw all aspects of their game firing on all cylinders. Up-tempo offensive ability, creativity in the offensive zone, shutdown defense, and fantastic goaltending when they needed it. Guelph had a great performance here on the opening day of Nationals, and they're moving on to the semifinal on Saturday.
Shots on goal in the third period by Guelph, 8 for a 3-period total of 29. By St. Thomas, 6 for a 3-period total of 18. Their shots 6, 6, and 6 in the respective periods. Final scoring summary. Landman got us started 3 minutes into the second period, assist to Pellegrino. Then the first of 2 great moves by Avery Nuren, assists to Bailey and Pellegrino at 17:21 of the second. Nuren with our second set of great moves at the 8:35 mark of the third period, assists to Bailey. St. Thomas 0 for 3 on the power play. Guelph 0 for 5 on the power play. Stars of the game, Avery Nuren for Guelph, and Taylor Cook, the goaltender, for St. Thomas. As I guess we've kind of spoiled the player of the game announcements that they're just about to make. But I imagine this crowd's going to go crazy when they know that Nuren and Cook are the players of the game, because they were certainly hands down who stood out for both clubs.
Yeah, Avery Nurin was without a doubt the top player on Guelph today, and they had a lot of good performances, but that's just a testament to how well she played. She was phenomenal, speedy, offensive, and as we see Taylor Cook here accepting her award, she was very sharp in net for the Tommies, keeping this a tie game for as long as she could, and obviously got beaten by some nice plays by the Guelph Griffins, but nothing to hang her head about. Great performance, a lot of tough saves, and kept her team in it.
Taylor Cook, .929 save percentage, nothing to feel ashamed about throughout her season. Her a big reason why that they're here in the AUS finals. It got to the AUS finals and got to the national championships. Avery Nurin, the leading goal scorer, 14 goals during the regular season. Gribbins had 11 and Pinkerton had 11. But